Boardroom, Chapter 36. How's the phalanx doing? Are they ready? Alex yelled to his adjutant. Almost, sir. We encountered some soft ground on our swing to the left and... Well, get to it, man. We can't hold on here all day. I'm fighting Bedouins, camels, and sword-drawn cavalry, and even pachyderms. Step it up, man. I'll kill one man in the phalanx for each minute past high noon that they are not in position and ready. The adjutant grinned as Alexander gave his order, but at the same time he had nothing but adoration for his commander-in-chief. The threat of death was the supreme motivational tool, and it was not the first time General Alexander utilized it, nor would it be the last. Alexander and his Grecian army had marched through Europe and the Middle East, smashing army after army. They were on a winning streak unprecedented in history. No one army before this one had matched their accomplishments. The world watched and wondered if Alexander would ever meet defeat. And if not, no one knew if Alexander's appetite for conquest would ever be quenched. Maybe his appetite was not so much for his conquest as it was for travel and exploration. By now even Alexander himself didn't know, but many in the army were starting to become suspicious they would never return home, even if they were not killed in battle. Mutiny was on many minds. Nearly 10 years ago the glorious Greek army left Athens to conquer the world, and in fact they had. Well, at least what was known of it. They were now on the gates of India, but had not yet reached the silk palaces of the Orient, nor had they reached the eastern edge of the planet, where they knew the ocean lay. It was high noon, and the phalanx was now ready on the left flank. Alex saluted General Ptolemy and gave the order, "Forward!" And like clockwork, the phalanx created history once again by charging forward and shredding yet another enemy. "Just too easy," Ulysses said, leaning back in his navy-colored easy chair in the Saturn war room. "You're right, Ulysses. Did Alexander kill any of his own men today?" Dewey asked. No, the phalanx, Dewey corrected. Yeah, whatever. Well, somehow they got up and sat in time, and the slaughter was on. Ulysses was grinning. Dewey scowled at him. "Ulysses," Gabe had overheard the conversation from the next cubicle. "What?" Ulysses said. "We can't revel in the bloodshed. Pops won't allow it," Gabe said. "I'm not a general. I'm just saying that Alexander is a man after my own heart. He has a job to do. He takes no prisoners. He wins battles decisively, and the sooner he takes over the world, the sooner the earth will be stabilized so we can get off this infernal planet and get back to Orion, the universe where we belong. Food's terrible down here. Wipe out your enemy with dispatch and there will be less war, less dead souls." "I hear you," Gabe said. "I'm not so sure," Dewey countered. "More careful preparation and picking your spots might yield less carnage. Wipe out everything in your way policy might be too severe." "You're probably right, Dewey," Gabe said. "All I know is that when Alex gets to the Pacific Rim, our gig is up. How can these idiot humans think the world is flat anyway? All they have to do is look up at the sky. Everything up there is spinning and spherical." Colonel Chris had overheard the adjacent conversation and threw in his 2 cents. "How should we know?" Ulysses said, throwing his wings in the air in mock disgust. "Get back to your map making." "Sorry I asked," Chris said, returning back to his GPS system. "No, I don't think so," Dewey said. "Think what?" Ulysses said. "I don't think Alex is conquering the whole world, or at least what he thinks is the whole world is going to end his gig." "Why, it sure is. We've had, what, 4 world rulers so far? Adam, Seth, Pharaohs, Nebuchadnezzar, Darius, now Alex." Ulysses counted on his fingers. "I think that's 6, old pal," Dewey said sarcastically. "Whatever. Alex is already so far afield, I don't think he can hold the territory he has taken for very long," Dewey concluded. "Look, Angel, he's almost got it all. He takes India and China. It's over. He's only 30. Yeah, he's only 30. In 2 years, he'll have eliminated any threat. He doesn't know about the Americas. His work will be done, and so will mine. Orion Buffett's Here I Come. Ulysses licked his chops, hoping against hope Pops would give his angels more taste buds as payment for being loyal to him. Not so sure, bro. Those guys up on the boot-shaped peninsula west of Greece are starting to build up their own force. When they see these cockeyed humans build up forces, it only is for one reason, to fight. You're right about that, Dewey, Gabe confirmed. Say, Chris, what's the name of that little boot-shaped peninsula west of Greece? Italia. I think Alex would have to turn for home right now, or those Italia boys will eventually move on Greece and grab Athens, Dewey said. Maybe, Ulysses conceded, shaking his beard. Say, Gabe, you ever hear any more on how Pops is going to end this mess? Will he just light a match to this little planet and blow the whole thing up? Dewey queried his commanding general. Should have just drowned those other 8 in 2348. Been done with all these crazy humans, Ulysses said. No, seriously, is Pops just going to forgive every one of these human idiots their transgressions, and then we all can be one big happy family again? Dewey said. No, I don't think it can work that way. There are a lot of meetings going on these days. Between who? Who's attending? Oh, the big three. Some of our boys, some of Evil Inc. What are they saying? Ulysses asked. Not much. Pretty tight-lipped. I know Luke was there one night, Gabe said. Maybe it's a done deal, Ulysses said, clapping his wings. Bring on the T-bone. Nah, I don't think so. No smiles anywhere up there, Gabe said. Why aren't you up there, General? Ulysses asked. Too busy down here trying to help you guys on the line. Us? What about the crazy humans? Them too, Gabe sighed. The weariness on his face was unmistakable. Well, there must be some negotiating going on. Why can't they all come to some agreement? There must be a sticking point. None of us or Evil Inc. likes this setup, Dewey said, leaning forward in his chair. I don't know, but the word is someone has to pay, Gabe responded. Pay, Ulysses said. Pay for what? Yeah, I suppose someone will have to. The trail of tears and blood grows deeper and deeper every day, Dewey said, answering for Gabe. Who's going to pay? Ulysses asked in a more somber tone. Who could pay such a price? Dewey asked. Bells or Luke could, Ulysses said. They started this mess. No, I don't think it can be one of Evil Inc. I think the payment has to come from our side. I'll do it, Ulysses said boldly. You'd give up everything and be permanently eliminated, Gabe asked. Sure, I had a good run. Admirable of you, sir, but I don't think your payment will be enough to balance all the blood. The law of the universe, and we all know it, is equal for equal. That is the only way our universe can function, can exist. He's right, and I don't know any way to balance out the continuing disaster. Pops is making 2 angels for every newborn human, one for Good Corps and one for Evil Inc. If we can go 1 for 1, it will wipe out all the Evil Inc. boys and over half of our own Good Corps boys. No, you have to add all the humans, which soon will equal more than our original number. That will take another quarter or so, Dewey said, still figuring in his head. Well, if we wipe out everyone but a few good humans and well over half of our force, there won't be much left, Ulysses said. And the trouble is, how do we decide who lives and who dies permanently? The 1 for 1 idea would destroy billions of us, and who sided with Pops in the first place? No, that isn't acceptable, certainly to us, and of course not to Evil Inc., Gabe said. So how do we, or rather Pops, resolve this dilemma? Who's going to pay? Ulysses said. Just then Chris tapped Gabe on the shoulder and pointed to the video wall. The 4 stared up at the video wall where they saw a view of the sun setting on yet another of General Alexander's victories.